All right, Buffs Nation. It's great to see y'all. Be sure to hit that like on the way in. Let me know who's watching. Apologies that I have been gone for the last few days. As you can see, still in Texas, still still seeing family. Shout out to this awesome artwork that we got going on in the background. And we're here to talk some Buffs football, but of course, joined by my good friend Rawhide Media. How are you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing all right. Trying to recover from that game on Saturday, but I hadn't watched anything college football related. I've been watching all NFL content, so I'm not in a position where I can listen to that.
Man, I feel you. Luckily, my Broncos finally got their first win over the Kansas City Chiefs in
Yeah,
like
that was surprising.
8 years or something like that. So, that helped bear the burden a little bit of going through another loss. But I was thinking I could give you kind of my overarching thoughts, my positives, my negatives. We can kind of get into your thoughts with the game. John checking in here. Appreciate you. He's going to be on the show here in a little bit later this week. Love to hear that. But yeah, we'll get into this. Positives, man. First off, let's talk about the defense, man. Defense, who would have thought that they would have been the strongest position group, going into this game? When you force 4 turnovers, you should absolutely win, especially when you're not turning over the ball at all. And man, there were some opportunities for us to have a couple more interceptions, man. There was one that kind of was tipped and went through Rod Ward's hands. He could have had a pick six there. But ultimately I was so impressed with our defense. Again, though, when you're on the field consistently after 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, usually there's a breaking point. They kind of had that breaking point in the fourth quarter. And coming out of the second half, I guess, they let up a touchdown. But all that to say, I think our defense took some strides. Travis Hunter obviously had an incredible game. Those 2 interceptions were just absolutely unreal. Shiloh's hit, that forced the fumble from that running back. That was great. But we can get into this a little bit later. What was up with that targeting call? That was a textbook tackle. Even Rob Gronkowski is saying, man, that's where I would want to be hit, because if you hit me in the legs, I might be out for the year tearing something in my knee, and you're not hitting my head. That's where you should be hitting me. So, positives there. Now, Keith, I did give my or I did say this to Big Dog Chico over the this last week, saying I would donate $100 to Colorado NIL if we could just have a clean game on special teams, man. And I thought that with the bye week, man, this would be a turning point. And ultimately, I think we had a better game on special teams. But man, I can't give the $100. I'm gonna give another. I'm gonna give like $25 out of just out of I guess sadness or empathy for the hit Shedeur took. Hopefully we can get this offensive line, boosted up or whatever. But man, on that first field goal, man, when that guy just ran past Michael Harrison and he just stood there in front of the hole.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
And somehow, like, I don't know what the defender was thinking, but he was like trying to dodge it. I don't understand. But after that happened, I was like, no, I can't give the $100, man, to the collective, man. This is not a clean game on special teams. No. They gave us like a mulligan. They were giving us pity. And, I think we had a personal foul on one of our returns. So it just wasn't going to happen. Now, let's get to the offense. Oh, Lord. Let's get to the offense, man. The title of this video is just Shedeur deserves better, man. And, we've had debates going on weeks or weeks, man. Is Shedeur getting hit? Is it the fault of himself? Is it the fault of this offensive line? Is it the fault of the play calling and Sean Lewis? And we can have our debates about kind of all three of these different categories. But at the end of the day, man, everybody's at fault. There were some plays. I didn't think I'd lead off with this. There were some plays, man, where I would see Shedeur just straight up roll out right into the lane of the edge rusher getting hit. Where it's like, dude, you are doing yourself no favors, man. You have inside leverage. You can step up inside, continues to go outside, just gets rocked. I think I maybe remember 3 run play calls in the second half. When we were running the ball at a decent rate in the first half. And I was really impressed with how we were moving the ball in the first half, even though we could not finish those drives in the second quarter or in the red zone. I liked some of that play calling. It was nice to see Kayla Mathis get involved a little bit. It was nice to see Dylan Edwards used in the passing game a little bit more, some things that we've been asking for. But there were still, I mean, Rawhide, I'm trying to remember what the last time we ran the ball on a first down. Like I can't even remember. But overall, the kind of the theme for this game, it's just damn shame, man, because when you win the turnover battle 4-0, we are kicking ass. We are kicking ass. Everything that you were saying last week, everything. When you're kicking ass, but then we see our offensive line, and it didn't matter who the hell they were throwing in there. And at this point, I'm out of answers, man. I'm out of answers because we saw our guys get time, man. We saw those guys get yanked, and then these guys are going in there like this, and these guys are doing a swim move, and they're not even close to touching these guys.
I know. It's just like, whoa, it's so bad.
And then on top of that, man, our offense gets their ass whooped, and then you go into the locker room and you see all the chains are stolen, man. Everyone got their stuff yanked. You got 140 security guards. They obviously had something to do with it. That's what I think, man. That's, but at the end of the day, it was just sad, man. Like, I think that this is one of the harder losses for me. With Stanford, I just laughed that off because we lost to a bunch of nerds. Man. And at that point, man, when you just hit that low, all you can do is just laugh. That's all you can do. With Oregon, when you go in and have a loss like that, man, you just got to take it on the chin. But this one is tough for me, man, because, special teams, they should have had a field goal blocked. But we've seen them, make an improvement out of this bye week. We saw the defense make some huge improvements, over this bye week. And it's like we're seeing progress made in every area, but our offensive line continues to regress. Can you help a brother out here, man? How do I make sense of this?
Bro, that offensive line bent over just getting it all up. But I ain't gonna get into that. I'm just gonna leave that one alone. Let me just begin by saying, I'll speak on the defense first. I'll speak on the defense first. I thought that was one of the most wasted performances that the Colorado defenses has put on the field this season. This season, we have been begging and pleading for those guys to step up and show that, hey, you can, impose your will, or you can, perform admirably. They didn't shut them out, of course, but holding them to 28 points, holding them to 7 points at halftime. Travis Hunter making, top 10 plays of the week with interceptions, 4 picks. You go into halftime just down by 1 point, bro. The good hurt me for how I looked at the team. It was like a double-edged sword. I was so happy with what I saw at the defense. And then the offense just squandered it away. I've been begging for changes on the offensive line. See, This game was a reflection on fans don't know what they talking about. I was begging for some changes on the offensive line.
Yes.
Hey, Jada could. Hey, bro, come on, let's be honest about it. I mean, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100, bro.
It was a tough day for the keyboard coaches, man.
Bro, I know, bro. We've been begging. They gotta do some changes. They gotta put some other people. They gotta take Bailey out. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Tank, he's so bad. And bro, they did what we act. Hey, it was like Coach Prime said, y'all act like I don't see what's happening every day. But I hear the noise. We gonna get them dudes a chance. He put Jada out there every single down. He got beat. Huh? Every single down. I was like, bro, are you out there with concrete bricks on your feet? They would just beat them left.
Bro,
they're
right. Not even getting their hands up.
They ain't touching them.
After the ball is snapped, man.
Bro, they ain't touching them, bro. Bro, listen, man. I saw my man. He down in the stands. They say hike. When he get up, the dude he's supposed to block ain't even in front of him no more. He behind him. I'm just like, you can't possibly be that bad. I said, are you trying? I'm like, offensive line, are y'all trying to do this? Are you seriously trying to? It's like, bro. When I was in school, right, sometimes I didn't study. I didn't know the answers to the test, right? I didn't know what was going on. Bro, I got a 30. They ain't getting a 30. They ain't getting a 30, bro. So, hey, look here, I'm sorry. I'm a little upset about the offensive line play because they gave me what I wanted. Remember, before during the bye, I asked, can y'all do something different? I asked for that. I should have kept my mouth shut and stayed being the keyboard analysis and, you know what I'm saying, and understood that I ain't know what I was talking about. Hey, now, look. Special teams, bro. Special teams. You know what I'm saying? Because you touch on these three facets of the game. Special teams. Remember you text me, you asked me, how the special team doing? I'm like, they doing all right. I couldn't say they were doing terrible because Mata actually made the kick. And, bro, listen, man. On special team, on that field goal, bro, didn't get touched. Went out there, right, to block the field goal. I think he missed it. Hey, even Coach Chip Kelly was like, how did he miss that ball? Let me tell y'all how he missed that ball. Because he was like, I can't believe I'm here. I don't supposed to be where I'm at. But I'm here and he was too fast. He was too fast. You know what I'm saying?
Past the line, dude. He ran
past the block. Oh, bro, why can't David, I gotta ask you. Why on field goals that side of the offensive line is so bad?
It's only that side of the line, man.
It's only that
side of the line. Do we just need to switch the guys?
No, because they did the same thing in the spring game. They did the same with different players. They did the same exact thing. Oh my God. Look, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. Okay. Guys, I know y'all be like, man, he's being overly emotional, right? Guys, if you have never in your life seen an offensive line perform this bad. It ain't no such thing as that. Oh, I mean, bro, listen, man. The defensive line was standing up, right? On non-throwing down. What I mean by it's first down. They're standing up. All five of them, right? Okay. If you all are new and y'all didn't listen to me, the reason why a defensive alignment standing up is disrespectful, especially on non-passing downs, is that the offensive line can get under those guys because they're standing up. If standing up was the right way you're supposed to do it, all defensive linemen would be standing up. Bro, I'm like, they have zero respect for Colorado's offensive line.
Nah, man.
Zero respect.
Dude.
And I don't mean to be too long. Let me just say this also. Because this is what I'm afraid of. I am very afraid. Because like that, what you just hit there was like, protection for next year. All right, let's talk football real quick.
Let's talk about it.
The issue with serious note, the issue with them being so bad, and then you come back and say, well, they'll be better next year. Okay. The problem is that they're so bad, you almost have to replace the majority of them, right? So guess what's going to happen next year? You're kind of going to be in the same boat. The only way you cannot be in the same boat is if you can develop Tank and Sy'veon Washington to become solid. Remember what Coach Prime said in the post game. If y'all listen to him closely, he told you something, but you got to listen to what he's saying. If you're a good offensive lineman, no team is letting you get in the portal. You're not going to hit the portal if you're a good offensive lineman because you're going to be playing. He said that in that post game. So they're so bad right now. Just a marginal improvement is still bad. So I'm afraid that this may carry over to the next season.
Well, I would be too, but there are two coaches that I feel like we need to have replaced, man. And I don't like calling for people's jobs, whatever. I think, but one of them, and people have been talking about this on Twitter, you get a real offensive line coach in here that is coached at the Power 5 level. I think that is an absolute necessity, after this performance, because again, when you come out of a bye week, man, and I'll give it to special teams, man, they did not break our back. They came close. They had me lighten up that Newport, but I didn't light it. We saw every other phase of the team play better this week, and you saw the offensive line. I mean, I got to tell you, Rawhide, man, it just hurt me, man, because I've been calling all season. Where's Jack Wiltie? Where's Jack Wiltie? Where's Jack Wiltie? Get this man in the game.
He was there, bro.
He's the same size as Tyler Brown. Get this guy in there on the inside, and then you just see him, just not even touching anybody, just keeping his hands up, and then the guy's just instantly behind him tackling Shedeur. Man,
bro, he was preparing for Halloween. Boo, boo.
This one hurt, man, because I thought that we would see some dogs come in on that offensive line, and at this point, man, because it's happening with everybody, you can't help but just think whatever they're being coached to do. I mean, I've never seen an offensive line like this. I've never seen the special teams like this. You got to make some changes. You keep your young guys, you keep your strong guys. You hope that you can bring in, an offensive line coach that has some experience in the SEC or something like that. Because right now, if you got Bill O'Boyle trying to recruit, they're not coming here because of Bill O'Boyle if they're committing, man. Jordan Seaton is not coming here because of Coach O'Boyle. He's coming here because Coach Prime is literally texting and calling him every day to reiterate how much we need him here. But I think, man, to see this consistently regress, it has to be on the coach. And we've seen, okay, do I think that UCLA's front seven is probably the best we've seen outside of Oregon? Sure. But the fact, man, is that right now these guys aren't being coached, and this is where it comes in to it being a combination of things. What's driving me crazy right now, Rawhide, is that I have seen Sean Lewis in previous offenses at Kent State run more power sets, power personnel. Do we just not have any tight ends that can help? Do we literally not have the guys to run a max protect set? Is that literally what it is? Because I'm trying to figure out what is going on, because we've seen this in his time at Kent State. And surely it's not like he's forgotten about max protect sets. What is going on?
Okay, Dave, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. I hate that you brought that up because This is where I go. I can't do nothing but be honest, bro. I can't do nothing but be honest. Like I said, I hate people who mislead listeners. Look, you're 1000% correct. Sean Lewis ran the ball, right? This man didn't forget that, which has me wondering. And I hate to say it because I know it offends people,
Oh no.
but bro, I truly believe he ain't just not running the ball because he don't want to. I'm kind of thinking he's being influenced to do the offense that they're putting out, to put the offense that's putting out there.
All right. It's time to get a what's it called? Petition.org going, man. Like maybe we need to do that. Run the damn ball.
Bro, I mean, because this is what I tried to explain to some people this here. In the game of football, right? And I think you would agree with this. You take a Bill Belichick, a Bill Parcells. You could take it also a Jimmy Johnson, the most successful coaches that coach football. Hey, Nick Saban. You know, it's okay to go run, pass, punt. Come right back again on the next possession. Go run, pass, punt. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because what you're doing is you're trying to establish we are going to play a physical game of football, right? Even if you didn't get any yards on the run, right? Let's say you got 0 yards, right? On the next drive, guess what the linebackers will be looking for? The run. On your third drive, they'll be looking for the run, right? It doesn't matter that you didn't get any. Now your offense has opened up a little bit more. So I heard Coach Prime say, we're not going to just run it just for the sake of running it. But there is some good in doing that. You feel what I'm saying? There's some good in doing that. It's keeping the defense honest. So I get it. Look here. Let me tell you something. I ain't saying to Coach Prime, I don't know what he's thinking. I can't read their mind. But let me tell you how I view it and how I can relate to Coach, how that team is being coached. If I was Coach Prime, right, I'm putting myself in Coach Prime's shoes. I'm not going to tell you guys, right, I'm preparing for next year, because I also believe Chip Kelly is preparing for next year. I'm not going to tell you guys that. What I'm going to do is say we're going to win. We're going to be better, right? Because I know I got an A1 quarterback, right? So what I'll do is I'll coach the game to his strengths, right? Even though it's unconventional and I should be a little bit more balanced, but I'm going to concede that this is not going to be the year. I'm not going to say that, but this is not going to be the year. So what I'm going to do is establish Shedeur, and I'm going to establish some of my other players, and we're going to go out there and play hard. If we win, we win. But that's what I'm going to do. I just refuse to believe next year this offense won't look like this. I just do not believe this offense will look like this.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
Because this year it's about building Colorado up to be a destination place, more so than it is to be grinding out wins.
Yes.
Now I know I went out all out in left field and all that, but that's just my philosophy. Because Coach Prime and how they coaching the game, what you're saying, I mean, Booker McFarland, Kurt Hurst-Street, everybody and their mama, me sitting there saying, bro, you got to go to 12 personnel. You got to put 2 tight ends in the game. That's what you have to do. Why? Because football 101 is, if my offensive line get beat, I'm putting extra help in to give him more time. That's what we do. That's what everybody does. He didn't do that.
Yeah. No. You're right, man. We need to get the change.org petition going, man. Just run some freaking 12 personnel, man. It doesn't make any sense, but I think your theory could be right. And maybe the fact that we finally saw Shedeur kind of get a little, nicked up a little bit, maybe there will be some change in this, because it just cannot. We've said it. This is not sustainable. And I mean, it was disgusting how often he was being hit. And I do want to say this on MB's comment: if O'Boyle leaves, then Sean leaves. I disagree with that, but have you ever like worked with a friend, been at some place and then you got your friend
Mhm.
hired with you,
Mhm.
but then you kind of realize your friend is like no good at this job, and it's kind of awkward because he's kind of the reason, you're kind of the reason he has this job, and then he's gonna get fired. Like, you don't lose that job. It's just, my friend was just kind of a knucklehead, and they gotta go. That's probably what's going to happen with this. I mean, again, I think Sean Lewis is a good offensive coordinator. Not
I
perfect,
agree.
guys. Not perfect. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's Bill Walsh or Mike Shanahan. I'm saying he is a good coach. But it's clear that the whole connection of bringing the offensive line guy over from Kent State to, it's just not working. It is just not working. These guys, again, they got the size and athleticism, but I do not understand what's going on. But these guys aren't even communicating. I got this guy. I got
Mhm.
this guy.
Mhm.
I got this. Like, these
Mhm.
guys don't even understand their assignment.
Hey, you get on disagreement with me. Now, I know a lot. I think you talked about Bill O'Boyle, right? I still feel like that if Sean Lewis doesn't get the type of job that he was looking for, because let's be honest, Sean Lewis was hoping for an bowl season. Because if Colorado makes a bowl, let's I know we've been a little hyperbolic, which I don't necessarily think we are, but I can see how a person or people could think we're being a little hyperbolic. But let's don't get it twisted. They at 4-4, this is a successful season. Let's not
Facts.
mix this up.
Facts.
Okay. All
Facts.
right. Let's all everyone that's listening to us, let's get a foundation here. Foundationally, this
We
is
want
a
our money.
successful season
We want our
right
money.
now. Exactly. So if they could parlay this into 6 wins, right? And the type of season that Shedeur Sanders is having, I truly feel like Sean Lewis was looking at this is I never thought that Sean Lewis may be back next year because he was a coach at Kent State, a great offensive mind. He even was getting interviews at Kent State for some big time head coaching positions, right?
Mhm.
Now that they see what the offense has put up at Colorado, right? If they could just win 2 more games, I think he's a shoe-in for teams like Michigan State, Texas A&M, but I don't think they're going to get rid of Jimbo Fisher, but I'm just giving you
Yeah.
those type of teams, right? So it's the big jump, right? So, and he got head coaching experience. I mean, let's be honest about it. He got his resume from a coaching standpoint is better than Coach Prime's. I mean, that's a fact. That ain't no opinion on that. And being the offensive mind that he is, I think he was parlaying this, and he'd be gone the next season. So I think the offense. I mean, you can't have your quarterback, one of the top 5 in passing yards. I don't know if he's still there at this point. The last I checked, he was. But you can't have that. You can't have Colorado that was a 1-11 team still averaging. You know what I mean? Well, the averaging went down before this game. Nearly 40 points a game and not get credit for that.
Yeah.
So I thought he was going to parlay it. Bill O'Boyle, I ain't mad at him because I've said it before. I'll say it again. Bill O'Boyle told us. He told us in the interview, these guys are bad. That offensive line is bad. He said it. The words that came out of his mouth, the offensive line coordinator, he said it himself. He said they're not strong. They got to get stronger. They're, saying they ain't where they need to be. When he was interviewed, that's what he said. And which upsets me about Tank, which upsets me about sy'veon, which upsets me about I ain't really upset about Wilty, but I'm upset about Bailey.
I'm upset about it,
These
man.
guys,
Man, even our tackles, man. Even sy'veon was getting beat like he had
bro,
feet stuck in the
trash,
mud, man.
trash. But I do believe this. I will say this: that one complete year in the program, in the strength and conditioning program, right? I do believe that if those guys stay, like Tank stays, obviously sy'veon has to stay. I don't think they'll look the same next year. And I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Tank's problem, he's just too tall. I've been searching through the NFL at tackles. You're not finding very many 6'10" tackles in the NFL. That's tall because they can't get low. People can get under them. They tend to be clumsy. You see what I'm saying? So, that's what they got to deal with. They just signed the guy today. The guy committed today from junior college.
Issiah Walker.
Yeah.
I think he's like in his mid-20s. So, I mean, I'm fine with that. We need a guy who's hitting his athletic prime, previously committed to Florida, then Purdue, then back at JUCO, all this. This is great news. This is great news. The fact that we're still getting guys that are highly recruited, even in the midst of all this BS that we're seeing on the field right now. Still a great sign. Again, long term, I feel great. Feel great about this team. But yeah, I think I'm out of ideas for how you fix this right now.
Yeah, it is
I
what
don't
it is
know.
at this point. 8 games in, who they showing you is who they are. 8 games in, this is who they are. And what hurt me the most, let me tell you what hurt me, is that how I evaluated this game. This was the game, I think we talked about it before. This was the game to show you how they can compete for the rest of the season, because they got 2 teams that's similar in nature to UCLA. They got Oregon State and they got Utah. Yep. I was strong on saying, you heard me say, I was strong on them beating Utah. But seeing how this game played out, it has puts a lot of doubt. You know what I mean? Because if you can't block people, you can't score. I hear a lot of people saying, I even heard some other people that not mainstream, but mainstream YouTubers as part of the program, about, yo, man, we were in that game, bro. You weren't in that game. You never was in that game, bro. You got the ball damn near in the red zone on picks, bro, and you couldn't score. You couldn't score because the offensive line got folded up like some cheap foil paper. Bro, listen to me, man. You were never in. I ain't talking about you. I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you wasn't in that game. It just wasn't. And that shallow hit, let me just say this. I did not think that was a bad hit, but I said this before. Shallow, let me tell you something. When I saw Shallow tackling, I said, Shallow gonna get kicked out of the game. He's going to get a targeting penalty. How he tackles leaves him open to get kicked out of the game because he goes shoulder and he does that instead of shoulder and wrap. If he would shoulder and wrap, he'd be safer. But what he does is he go in and try to be, because he got the nickname headache game or whatever the case may be, he go shoulder, right? Your head got to go with him. So when the receiver catch the ball, he crunches, his head is going to hit the receiver. I called it, bro. I called it game when I said, man, he is going to get kicked out of game because he's going to get caught slipping. And they caught him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't want to hit on this at the beginning because I don't really feel like it would have made a significant effect in any way. We know that this group of people is just trash every week in every game. But man, this Pac-12 officiating, man, good Lord. The targeting call, of course, I don't agree with. What in the hell was that intentional grounding call where these idiots review it? You see it going off the helmet, and these idiots are still saying that call is confirmed. There were multiple, and I know Shedeur was getting lit up the entire game. I mean, he must have taken close to 30 hits. But there were some late hits that weren't called on him that, you've seen defenses called, for those late hits against him. It was just one of those things where I just need to say the Pac-12 refs, they were terrible as always, and hopefully they're.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry.
Hopefully, man, they're unemployed. They're going Division II kind of after this whole thing. But I just don't understand how you can review some of these things and then come to the conclusions how they did. But it happens in every Pac-12 game. It is not. I want y'all to get this through your head. I'm not saying the refs have a vendetta against Colorado. I'm saying they're just incompetent. And you see that happen in every single Pac-12 game. and yeah, it was handled terribly. But man, yeah. Any other notes or things coming to mind with this performance? I was kind of happy with the small spurts that we ran the ball with. I thought we did pretty decent.
Hey,
Let me
Alton
look up the
McCaskill
stats.
was your leading rusher.
Are you serious? I'm looking up the team stats right now.
Yeah, hey, 2 for 14 yards.
Oh, you got to, man. Really, was it that bad? I thought we ran the
That
ball
bad.
more than that, man.
That bad, bro. It was that bad. Oh,
All
you know what
right,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Let me
It's that
let me
bad.
pull this up here. Oh, that is so discouraging, man.
And
Um,
bro, I want to continue to reiterate, because I talked about UCLA and where they came from. People need to
24 rushing
understand.
yards. Sorry
Yeah,
about that, man.
yeah, 24. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, people got to understand UCLA, when Chip Kelly got there, bro, 2019, he was 4-8, right? The COVID year, he finished 3-4. That
Yeah,
his first season in 2018, he was 3-9. This is how it's supposed to work. That's why I
yeah,
continue to say at 4-4, Colorado is still winning. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That I guess what bothers me the most is I just can't stand some of those people that out there and they talk about Colorado, talking about the worst roster of all, and you got those cover 3 guys, Danny Cannell and company. I root more so to prove them wrong because
yeah,
the things that they were saying was just not really about football, and it just really irked me. So when they lose, I'm I'll put it to you like this: if none of that other foolishness I heard out there, I
mm-hmm.
would not be upset right now. I'd be like, "Hey guys, let's calm down. Let's give it some perspective. This team, Coach Prime is restoring, right, a university to where they can be where they was in the early 90s. Y'all understand? 1989 and 1990, won the national championship in 1990. This team was a powerhouse. Colorado
Yeah,
used to be a powerhouse. They died. So he's trying to restore them. So I'd be more inclined to be a little more calm, but I just can't stand. I can't stand some of the people out there to be just talking about it. Just, oh, he ain't gonna do that. I'm like, oh, bro, it just does something to me, man. Because I can hear that twang in their voice, and I'm just like, oh, I hate you. I just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, what you? I mean, you dislike him so much. You trying to hate on the transfer portal when everybody and their mama using it.
yeah, yeah, and
I
yeah.
just can't stand it.
And I know you're not saying this, but I want to say it's like, man, we want to, we always want to see the racist pissed off and in bad moods. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, but that's just not been happening in the last couple. We
Right.
gotta shut those haters up, man. And
I know. That's all I want. That's all I want, bro. And you know what? Honestly, 6 games will get us there. I tell everybody, 6 games, Coach Prime will be the coach of the year.
oh yeah,
If they
oh yeah,
don't,
no doubt.
it's pure hate.
But trust me, man, with some of these haters, there's going to be no results that will ever be good enough for these people. They're always going to find, something to criticize. But at the end of the day, where we're at in this rebuild, it is ahead of schedule. I think, man,
Yes.
again, with how much this defense was on the field, with how they performed throughout the majority of the game, with them, like they turned a corner last week. That's how I felt about that unit. We didn't see Jawan Mitchell out there, did we?
No, I didn't. Somebody talk. I think no, I didn't see him out there, bro. I didn't see him out there. I didn't.
I guess I'm done, hoping to see him on the field, man. That's just a bummer, man. But yeah,
Right.
we definitely need to fill in some more linebackers, front 7 guys coming up in this recruiting class. I think we're off to a good start with this Issiah Walker guy committing, and then hopefully we can get Jordan Seaton. It sounds like there's a lot of momentum, going to him coming out, but it's a bummer because I hate to blame one position group or anything like that, or blame one coach, man. But
It was them.
if Shedeur just could have had, if he could have dropped back and get into his drop back before getting hit, we have a chance in that game, man. We absolutely have a chance in that game. But the man could barely take a breath before he's having to get out there. And then that's when he's starting to make bad decisions where he's running outside the tackle box, even when he's got decent protection, running into more hits. It's the Sam Darnold seeing ghosts type thing. That's exactly what's starting to happen where it's just it's a shame to see. Something's got to change. I want to hear your opinion on this, man, because some people have been saying in the chat, with Coach Prime saying he's just going to replace them all, does that give them does that give these offensive linemen any motivation, or are they just going to not do anything for the next 4 games? What was your opinion on him calling out the whole line group as trash, basically?
Yeah, he said the same thing that Narduzzi at Pitt said, but I don't have any problem with it at all. That offensive line know that they played bad, and understand before if we watch the YouTube videos, Coach Prime said y'all been begging for opportunities. Here go your opportunities, right? Again, I go back to Jada. I ain't seen Jada all season. Now you get an opportunity to play the tackle position, and you got beat every single down. Not one, not two, not every other. Every single down. Yeah. Bro, that's on you, man. And then on top of that, let's be honest about it. How can you scheme up a person that when he engaged his man on man and the dude just pushes him back into the quarterback? Well, I mean, what you want him to do? I mean, what can he do?
Like I said, as a professional keyboard coach, I am out of options for how to fix it.
I know, right? I know. I mean, they taught me a lesson. Let me tell you something, man. Coach Prime whooped my tail. That's what he said. Yeah, you know how it is. You know what I'm saying? You a kid and your mom said, I want that. I want that. I remember, man, my grandma, she had some angel food cake when I was a young kid. I was probably about 7 years old, right? And that angel food cake was looking so pretty. I said, Grandma, I want some. I want some. Mama, I want some. I want some of that. She was like, boy, you don't want that. I said, yeah, I want that. Man, she cut me a piece of angel food cake. That was the worst thing I ever tasted in my life. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So she gave me what I wanted. And let me tell you something. I ain't ate angel food cake since then. And that was in 1980 something. Let me tell y'all something, bro. Let me tell you something, man. Coach Prime gave us what we wanted. We was crying about that offensive line. He put them dudes out there. And bro, it was Deliverance Part 2. Squeal like a pig. Squeal like a pig. You hear what I'm saying? I was just telling you what it was, bro.
Oh man, yeah. It was a hard one, man. We took it straight on the chin, man. Every single guy that we call for, man, they didn't do any better than the other guys, man.
No, he did.
So I'm done asking for new offensive linemen to get
no, don't ask that no more,
man. It does not matter, man. It's not going to matter at this point. There was another point that I wanted to hit on. I'm trying to remember here soon. I think it was done. Oh yeah, but I wanted to say too, with Coach Prime calling the whole offensive lineman, off of their terrible performance. If they're all going to leave, where the hell are they going to go? Where the hell are they going to go if they just mail it in? You think any college football offensive line will want these guys? No. If they're not going to play with any fire or whatever. I do think, though, that some of this has to do with coaching. I think that will be addressed at the end of the year. I think especially everybody's given the full year to work this out with their position groups and their different phases, offense, defense, special teams, whatever. But if the results aren't there, Coach Prime's going to make changes. And he has people calling that say, hey, I'm actually a special teams coordinator, and I would love to come, because right now we don't have a special teams coordinator. We have a quality control analyst. I agree. And there's been very little quality control going on there. So we need that guy. We need some SEC, some Big Ten offensive line guys, coaches calling, saying, Coach Prime, I can coach this position, man. That's really just what we need. Because when it's this bad, it's a combination of all factors. It's not just the players. It's not just the coach. Most likely, it's a combination of those two things not being where they should be at.
Hmm. I agree with you, man. I guess the only thing I will say about the coaching is this: is that David, if me and you doing something right, and I see that, or you see that I'm not good at this, right, and you continue to allow me to do that, then that's not about me not being good at it no more. It's about you not making a choice to try to fix it. And I guess what I'm saying is this: in the first half, they saw that offensive line could not block, right?
Mhm.
Why didn't you do anything different in the second half? That's the problem I got.
Man, yeah. Now you're bringing up another point, man. When we're going into halftime, man, I'm on my way home from that wedding. I'm like, man, halftime adjustments. We're a second half team. Aside from Stanford, baby, we got this, man. And things just got worse and uglier,
And
man.
worse.
Man, I was about to turn on baseball, man, and I hate baseball. Like that's how bad it was, man. I hate baseball.
Mm.
I'll never tell Coach Prime that, but when I'm considering watching the World Series over CU Buffs, man, because it's just hurting me that bad. I got to tell you, man, when I went and watched that first half, then yesterday, man, you know, uh, this one was just a tough one, and again, I'm just out of words. I'm out of solutions. I'm worried about this game against Oregon State. I'm hoping that we can come out here and play with a little bit more physicality. I I felt like this offensive line felt like they were already beat going into the matchup. Like that's how they played, man. They
Mhm,
just weren't ready, and to come out of the bye like that is just inexcusable. It's
mhm,
got to be changed, man.
mhm.
Otherwise, man, you just sit Shedeur down the rest of the year, man. Like if that's
Yeah.
just what it's going to be like, we got some other guys that I'm sure would want to take their chances and have their time on the field, but I don't want Shedeur getting anything that's going to impact him long term. And he sure is getting banged up, man. I don't like it.
Yeah, let me ask you this, man, because I ain't gonna lie, I had an issue with it. I didn't think Shador should have came back out at around the 6 minute and change mark. How did you feel about that?
Nah, man, I didn't feel that way either because he was obviously already hurt. The game's out of touch, man, by then. It's nice that we got on the scoreboard. It was nice to see Jimmy Horn catch a ball. Sorry. But man, it's like,
Don't you talk about Jimmy Horn? Why? What is wrong with Jimmy Horn?
dude, he drops the most like they're just backbreaking, man. Like when we don't, and again, now seeing the stats because I forgot. It's like seeing that we have no run game to see those bubble screens just dropped off the bat. It's just backbreaking, man. It just contributes to never getting anything going, man. But then he'll make the hard touchdown catch, over the defender. We just need some more consistency, man. But I wanted to see Shador sit down at that point, man, because he shouldn't have been out there with his ankle. And he's still getting clobbered on that last drop back that he had. Still just getting clobbered. Um, uh, I don't like it, man. Sometimes you gotta pull him out for his own good, for his own safety. It's not like any of these guys are gonna come in and light it up and take his job.
I agree with you, man. I asked about Jimmy earlier in the season because I didn't see that pop or explosion in
Yeah,
earlier in the season. And so people told me he was dealing with some hamstrings, and then we come back in this game. Look, I don't want to turn this into crap because I like Jimmy. Don't get me twisted. I like Jimmy Homer as a player. I think he has potential, but um, I've been disappointed. I
yeah,
have been disappointed with some of the production that he's been out there. Now Caleb came out there. He played very well. You know what I'm saying? I think next year Caleb will be even better. He put about 20 pounds on. He'd be, you know, he'll look a lot
yep.
better. It's gonna be kind of like Edelman for New England. But I just I was I was expecting a little bit more out of Jimmy. Now, you know what I'm saying? I
Yep.
just the catches that's around traffic. It seems that he has some issues with that, but hopefully he can work through it and get back to where he needs to be. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I think it's very clear. Like he just doesn't have that explosion that you see on tape. previously. I do wonder if that hamstring is still bothering him. Um, I want to talk about this positive. I totally forgot Rawhide. Jordan Dominic, man, that guy was an absolute force. He was an absolute force. It was great to see him show up in dominance in every phase of the game, in pass rushing, run defense. I mean, he was there helping cleaning up tackles. You've been calling for him. When are we going to start getting that performance that we've seen from him at Arkansas and the SEC? Man, we saw it this past week against UCLA. How'd you feel about him?
Loved it. Best defensive end they got. Leave him on the field. Quit taking him off the field. This is what I want him to do. Don't take him off the field no more and quit dropping him in the coverage. Let that man wreak havoc. Let him wreak havoc.
Yes. Yes. Hey, and we didn't have any 12-man penalties this game, did we? Oh, we had one? Tell me when it was.
Yeah, that was, if you watch when Coach Kelly was going, him and
he was yelling at Coach Hart.
Yeah, I think that was the time. Yep.
Well, let's see. So we had like 7 or 8 the game before, right? So at least that's an improvement.
That's an improvement, bro. That's an improvement.
Man, but yeah, hopefully that this is something. Again, outside the offensive line, and the things related to that, I felt like we took some strides this past week as a team. Again, the theme of the theme of this season has been: are all these things going to click at the same time in the same game? Right now, that's been no, and that's definitely one of the reasons of why we're sitting 4-4 right now. The question is, will we see this click before the end of the year? I sure freaking hope so. We got more games to win, man. But it doesn't always click that first year, and I think that's one thing that you were pointing out, earlier today for our audience and everybody. We got to understand, man, that man, I don't know. Empires aren't built overnight. Dynasties are not built overnight.
Yeah. You're 100% right, David. I say that because I know listening to me, I'm saying a few. I'm talking about what they could improve on, right? And I don't want people to get down and think that what we're saying is that we don't believe in Coach Prime or the team. We do. You know what I'm saying? These are things that they got to look forward to. But in addition to that, we can call it what it is, but we also can understand, man, this is year one. And I don't want people to get down on it. You know what I'm saying? The only, like I said before, the only reason why I get frustrated is because of Danny Cannell and company. But other than that, just watching the game, I'm watching. I'm like, it's sad. The offensive line should be better. I've never seen one.
Man. We care.
Yeah, we do, bro. But you know what I'm saying? But I also understand it takes more than a year. You know what I'm saying? It takes, and I say that on some other show too. Even when you're watching the NFL, what do they say when you got a new OC? Well, they're working the kinks out with a new OC, or they got a new DC. What are they saying? They're working the kinks out with a new DC, and these are professionals. So it takes some time. You know what I mean? Where you ain't thinking about where you should be and how you should be. That you got the defense understood, right? And now you can just play natural. Because let's be honest about it. Y'all go try to replace, you know what I'm saying? I hope that Sean Lewis come back. You go try to replace Sean Lewis, guess what? Some of these same miscues that we talking about today is going to be next year. You go replace your DC. Some of these same miscues.
All the calls, all that, man. You got to relearn all that.
Yes.
I want to get to Renee Owens super chat here again. Thank you so much for the $10. Really means a lot. Always good hearing from you. She says this: the O-line's not that bad. They're just not blocking on purpose. I wonder if Shedeur's $5 million NIL deal and not taking care of the O-line is a major factor. It's obvious they are not blocking for real. I'll go ahead and comment on this first, and I'll get your opinion on it, Rawhide. But I think, what's that term, man? It's called Occam's razor. Like, usually the most logical solution is usually the most common, or whatever answer is the most common. I think that's kind of the case here. Shedeur's never thrown the offensive line under the bus. He's never said anything negative. Unless I missed something this weekend, until this weekend, he has not said anything negative about their performance or anything like that. Sure, could they be jealous of some person making more money? That's just how life is. And if you're going to let that impact your own career, then we definitely need some new guys. That's kind of how I feel about it. I think the most logical reason is like these guys aren't even getting their hands on these guys, which at the Power 5 level, I think it has to do with how they are being coached at the position.
I would say I agree with you. I'll agree with you on that.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. I love some drama, man. But,
listen, man. That's a good super chat. I ain't got nothing to say.
But yeah. But Coach Prime, man, he's never been one to mince words, about anybody's performance and all that. But I don't know. Right now, I don't think I can speak so confidently about a schism between our quarterback and offensive line. If these guys want to have careers, they need to take care of business first.
Facts. Now that's facts, right? That's facts.
That's just kind of how I feel about it.
No, I mean you're right because it doesn't matter this game. They're trying to get to the next level.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And let's be honest about it. There's two people on the offensive line, or three, that has an opportunity to take it to the next level. That's Tank, that's sy'veon, and Van Wells.
Yep.
Van Wells is a small center, but if you all go watch the Baltimore Ravens, they drafted this young man out of Iowa, and he was a smaller center, but he was one of the best in the country. So, and I think that what's his name? Oh boy, that's from Missouri that they just recruited. That he committed. He's committed.
Oh, the Issiah Walker guy? No, Talon Chandler.
And I'm hoping that Talon Chandler, it will be the next Baltimore Ravens. His name just misses me right now. I usually know it, but I hope I even tweeted to Talon. I was like, bro, I see a lot of that offensive lineman in your game, right? Yeah. So it's about, technique, skill level, and those type of things. Could Van Wells get a little stronger? Yeah, he could, but I think they got three guys that can work during the offseason, become NFL type of offensive lineman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, then we got Tyler Brown still too. I always forget that he's coming back.
Oh yeah, they need it.
Oh man, yeah, we definitely need him. Well, I guess I'll start wrapping up here. Rawhide, again, always really appreciate you hopping on with me. Again, viewers, always appreciate your patience as I am seeing family this week. Had a wedding, that's why I got the nice haircut. And all of that. So that's why you'll kind of see a different background this week, here in the grandma's bedroom, whatnot. But always appreciate Rawhide. Let the people know, man. Do you have plans for any other content this week as we get ready for Oregon State?
Oh yeah, we got to get it. I've done few shows on Oregon State, so I'm well versed in Oregon State, and I'm hoping this is going to be just this next week coming up. I think it's homecoming for Colorado. Isn't that correct, David?
Yes. Yeah.
It's homecoming. So yeah. I'll be getting into Oregon State, and I'll be getting into Colorado. Where do they go from here? I guess one of the big questions is, should you look at the players for their next year, or should you continue to try to actually win ball games? And what I mean by that, playing the Omarion Millers, playing, some of those type of guys. So, I'll be getting into that, and that's about it. We'll, my normal thing, but that's going to be the key.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you. I'm sure I will link up with you again shortly, Rawhide. Always really appreciate it. Again, man, we got over 300 people in this live stream. Really means a lot, especially after having 3 days away from you guys, which was hard. But y'all be sure to hit that like on the way out. Let me know where you're watching from, as always. And if you're not subscribing to Rawhide, I mean, come on, do that already. How many subscribers are you at right now, man?
Oh, I don't know. I think 6.5, about 6.5.
All right, we gotta get you up to 1,000, man.
I
So
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
y'all go find Rawhide again. Thank you, everybody. So good seeing all you guys. I will be back tomorrow. I think we're gonna do a story time with Colin Moore. Then he had to postpone, but I will see you guys later. And as always, everybody, go Buffs.
Go Buffs!
Yes, sir. Yes.